Hi everyone, I'm Evangeline right here at etrailer. Today we're going to be talking about the Kelty Scree trekking poles. These are going to be lightweight, adjustable, and very helpful for your trekking journeys. Now these are going to be some high quality trekking poles, so let's talk about that real quick so that as you are comparing different options for your different hikes, you can see why these are a good option to look at. But first, why do you even need a trekking pole? Well, some people think it's only for those that are recovering from injuries or getting a little older and need something with more balance. That's not all of the situations. I like trekking poles because I get tired after really long hikes, and the little by little help that this offers as I'm going uphill and downhill adds up over your longer journeys. Trekking poles are great if you have a lot of uphill, a lot of downhill, and a lot of more extreme terrain. With these being adjustable, that's helpful too, because then you can have longer or shorter poles as needed to be helpful for you. We have a lot of hikers that work here at etrailer. The first thing everyone noticed was the handle. So this is a cork handle, which everyone was impressed by because that cork material is easy on the grip, but also if you've ever used a foam handle, as you start sweating, that doesn't feel as nice as a cork handle would. Now, helping with that grip is your strap. So this is a heavy duty strap with a different material on the inside. So that way, as you're using your strap, holding onto your pole, everything works together for a more comfortable feel throughout your hike. Now, going down the pole, you can see the different construction here. I like the colorway for our scree where you have that gray, but then you also have this bronze looking color. So this is your aluminum part of the pole. A lot of the pole is anodized aluminum with different adjustments. So you can adjust this pole up and down with these two different levers. And then at the bottom, I have our basket attached. So this is included with your pole. This helps prevent sinking into the mud as you are trekking. And I also have the rubber tip attached. I always like using the rubber tip. But if you screw that tip off, you'll find the carbide tip at the bottom. So that carbide is great if, let's say, you're going over rocky terrain or you have a lot of ice you need to break into. I personally don't like it because it causes a lot of vibration up the pole and it's really loud. So I always try to use the rubber tip whenever possible. But you can see how easy it is to switch these out. If you needed to store these away, you can always pull those levers and just make this a lot more compact. Just like that, making sure to put those levers back in. You also have a storage cap at the end, but I like to just keep that rubber tip on there. You can either use your rubber tip or that storage cap, whichever will prevent the carbide end from creating a hole in your backpack or however you store this. And when you do store this, you're going to have this little clip here. So this will allow your poles to stay together as you have them secured in your car or in your backpack. It's pretty lightweight, very adjustable. Whether you're 5 feet tall like me or over 6 feet tall, you can adjust this up and down for whatever you need. These hiking poles are going to be complete when you get them. They're going to have your basket, they're going to have your rubber tip, and from that point on, it's just a matter of figuring out what works best for you. When you're adjusting the height, you want to make sure to start off with a 90-degree angle for your elbow. And then if you're going uphill, people like to shorten their poles a little bit. When they're going downhill, they like to lengthen their poles a little bit. I personally like it at a little lower than 90 degrees just because that makes my wrist feel better. That's totally up to you and what you figure out is most helpful for you. Now, some other people prefer hiking staffs. Kelty has a great single pole hiking staff that's 5 foot tall, and that is helpful for when you have more even terrain and really long hikes where you don't want to be carrying both poles. I personally like the poles more because I think they're a bit more versatile for my more extreme terrain, uphill, downhill that I might be going through. Plus, if I have a heavier backpack, they really help distribute the weight, make it a lot easier, and they match my stride a little bit more. So if you have any questions, or maybe have your own opinions on which you prefer, do you like a hiking staff? Do you like trekking poles? Do you have tips and tricks on how you use them? Please feel free to reach out to us right here at eTrailer. I'd love to hear all about your different hiking journeys and what works best for you. But for me, it's about lunchtime and I can go for a quick little hike around the property, so I will see you later. My name is Evangeline. I'm here at eTrailer. What you saw today were the Kelty Scree hiking poles.